You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
Snap, the kick, it's been blocked again! Oh my! It's been blocked again! He's going to heave one deep down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone! It's a touchdown! And the Gators have won the game! Tyreek Cleveland! Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw! Dropping back to throw, pops and fires the ball over the middle. It's Corey! It's Corey! Got a touchdown! Corey's got a touchdown! Oh man! Corey's got a touchdown! Hands it off to Harvin. He comes back. Say goodbye.
Ahmad Black, in his final game as a Gator, takes it all the way home and sends Urban out a winner.
You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Stadium Miguel. It's your boy Corey.
It's Dan.
Delatory.
And your boy Jay Scott back in the building. 2-5 was good.
What up, 2-5 with the helmet on if you're watching on YouTube.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yes, sir, baby. I'm gonna put this helmet on every time we catch a dub. So hopefully I'll be wearing this thing all season long. That's my plan.
You look locked in, bro. Welcome back to the show, dog.
Thanks.
How was Jacksonville? And you took care of my Jags? What's up?
Yeah, I did, man. I took care of them boys for as much as I can. It was a great experience though, overall, just from a coaching aspect. But yeah, city of Jacksonville is a little weird, but I like it somewhat.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying somewhat. I had to be honest for Dan real quick. I know you're saying that. But other than that, man, the facility was amazing. The team is it's a very young team, but I think it's a lot of talent that's there and things that can be happening on that team in the years to come. But yeah, overall, it's a really good experience.
So what did you do?
I was a special teams assistant and also working with the running back. So really just pinning and plugging in wherever I needed to be, doing a lot of, scripting scout cards and, helping them just wherever I needed to be. I mostly script a lot of scout cards and did grades and pulled tape for the highlights of the day, wrote down mental errors, ball security issues, stuff like that. So I was in charge of just handling all the little dirty work.
It's great experience. I'm sure, Jordan, we're glad to have you back. Everybody kept asking where you were, and we're like, he's doing some more important things right now. So we're glad to have you back, especially after the first game. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot about the LIU-Florida game. We're also going to welcome Chad Jackson, former All-SEC and Florida Gators wide receiver, Chad Jackson, and obviously break down the game. But outside of the game, illustrious weekend of football. Not a lot of opportunities to use the meme folder, Corey. A lot of jokes ready, and our hate watching just didn't work out.
It didn't slap this year, bro. I've been planning all summer for that week one, Florida State, Tennessee. I had them on upset watch in Miami, bro, and everybody kind of LSU, Georgia, everybody, bro, just came through, and I couldn't get no jokes off on nobody, bro. Tough.
I don't think the memes go stale. Memes, long expiration point, long expiration date.
I had some customized for this weekend, though.
No.
Yeah, I had some customization.
Fresh meme produce. That's
for sure. For sure, they're definitely dated now. I can't use it.
I
have some Irish Catholic stuff lined up.
I believe in you, though. I believe week 2 you'll bounce back. They had you in the first half.
Everybody got a week 2. We'll see later on in the season. One thing we'll talk about it later, but our schedule looks a little tougher by the day.
Definitely.
They say when it's easy to get complacent when you're at the top. So good on Florida for not being complacent with the hardest schedule. Just really working to make it harder. Just one weekend. But yeah, USF looked good. That we were talking about. Nice to have cupcake. I would never say that after dealing with USF fans that won baseball playoff when they nearly found my home address.
That was a rough month.
Yeah, USF fans. Great football team, great coach, nothing but respect. Can't wait to see you and welcome you into this beautiful city in Gainesville.
Texas didn't look great, though. Texas didn't look great.
No, Texas looked terrible. Thank God.
Yeah, Alabama. The end of the Alabama dynasty might be upon us.
I'm gonna say Texas. Yeah, it is. I think that's over with, right?
Bro, I said it when Saban left. Like Alabama fans are about to realize that you had a once in a lifetime head coach. It's not like the logo. Yes, Alabama's been successful, but like you were coming off of being on probation twice. You could have hired anybody. It's like Nick Saban is the best coach of our lifetime.
They brought in that West Coast. You gotta get somebody that understands South in football, right? And it's a little sweet in Tuscaloosa. It's real sweet. I want Bama. Like everybody used to joke around. I want Bama. I really want Bama now. After what Florida State did to them, line them up, bro.
For real,
it's weak out there, bro.
They look terrible, man. That was a bad one to watch.
Still only a 1-score game with FSU. It's a couple minutes left in the game, so I don't want to cast aspersions about how a lot of great teams there are. I mean, I think that there's some that are tough, but I think we said a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if there's a dominant team in college football this season.
Everyone stinks.
No, I didn't say that. I think that there's a lot of good teams, but I don't know if there is a great team.
Well, I wonder this. Is quarterback play is going to be down? You're not getting developed if you're chasing playing time everywhere and you're going like Harrison Bailey at Florida is on school 4. I think offensive coordinator at least 4 or 5.
He's also QB 4.
Well, yes, but like guys are running away from. They don't want to sit. They want to play right away. You're not going to get developed. I always when I talk about this, I always think about USC. Like when I was in high school, middle school, high school, you just had like a run of guys at USC who would just wait and play 1 year, and they were 5 stars, and they would just sit and they would wait, and you just don't have that anymore.
I mean, it's just seeming like, and we'll get this wash out of 5th and 6th year quarterbacks here soon, right? But the old veteran guys, they fare better this weekend, considering like the more experienced guys, regardless of the school, even if it was a transfer, because Beck looked okay, pretty good down in Miami to keep it a bean. It's just the experience, I think, is the trend that I'm seeing. But outside of the older guys that we thinking are gonna, be veteran, pedestrian type guys, they're delivering, and the younger dudes that we have, like the Arch Mannings and even the Sellers, he under-delivered a little bit expectation-wise, right? So it's just quarterback play looks down. I think this is the year to running backs, and this is a good year to have a good running back, and hopefully our O-line get some things cleaned up, but ball looked like the real deal.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Florida LIU game. Before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Brunt Insurance, Corey.
One time for the great folks at Brunt Insurance and Financial Services, the best in the business, handling anything you need insured from the Panhandle to the Keys, auto, home, life insurance, motorcycles, jet skis, dirt bikes, anything that has wheels. My man Greg can insure it. 954-589-2204, or you can visit them at bruntinsurance.com. It don't cost a dime to find out if you can save money. My man Greg can help you out there. You heard?
Greg, what it do, baby?
All right, guys. Gators do pull off a very decisive victory over the Long Island University Sharks, 55-0. They outgained them 451-87, holding LIU to just 2 first downs, one on the first drive of the game, and then one, I think, in the third quarter. 4 for 11 passing, 49 total yards, and just 38 rushing yards allowed. Gators 251 yards passing, 200 yards rushing. One fumble recovery that was returned for a touchdown, another fumble recovery, both by Bryce Thornton. And then I think Billy Napier said in his press conference today they had about 100 hidden yards, is what he calls them, special teams yards. Vernell Brown did start there. So obviously we talked about it, LIU. I mentioned it last week. I thought that LIU would come in as quite possibly one of the worst teams to have come into the swamp. Gators play relatively vanilla. We see our starters play most of the first half. Dealt with some injury things before the game, so we can talk a little bit about that if you guys want to. And then the second half was mainly your second string. And we obviously saw Tramel Jones come in and have a great game for him, throwing 131 yards. Jaden Ball is your leading rusher with 104 yards on 9 carries, 1 touchdown. And then Vernell Brown was your leading receiver with 79 yards and the number 1 play of the day on Saturday. They have no turnovers, they have no penalties, and they have no sacks on offense. So, guys, give us your overarching thoughts of the week. 2-5, since you're back. We'll start with you.
Yeah, man, I'm overall obviously impressed, but a little bit, I guess you want to say I'm not too impressed with the offense, but the defensive side of the ball, they obviously play lights out. I think they gave up maybe, 3 first downs or something like that. 2 maybe, not sure. But they barely saw territory to the fourth quarter. And so defense did their thing. Special teams, I'm a little bit not too impressed with. I feel like we missed some field goals. That's some field goals on the field. Watching Vernell Brown's 2 punt returns that I saw him actually get the run with, I don't feel like he had a lot of blockers there. He's making like 4 or 5 guys miss and still getting yards. So no knock to him, but I think his guys need to do a better job of just covering some guys up on that aspect. In the offense, I feel like we ran the ball pretty well, obviously, because it's LIU, but me and Corey was talking about earlier, I feel like we just didn't show dominance and being able to just line up and just maul guys and displacing the line of scrimmage 4 or 5 yards down the field. I didn't really see that on every single play, and I feel like LIU is a pretty bad team to where that needs to be every single play, because I don't even think they're fighting for anything in their conference. So overall, I'm impressed because we pitched a shutout, put up 55 points. Defense gave us, maybe 2 touchdowns, I think, or 1. But so overall, it's a good experience.
1 touchdown defense. This was a stat I saw. So first off, shout out to the fan, Raleigh Gator at Ben_the_dude. I checked with UF. Tonight's game was the first time in Florida Gator history that we had 0 penalties, 0 turnovers, and gave up 0 points.
Wow.
Checked with Florida. True stat. Twitter had it first. Shout out to Ben, if your name is Ben, up in Raleigh.
First time with a scoop and score fumble touchdown since 2019, and the first time since 2021 that one player on the Gators defense has recovered 2 fumbles in a game. Bryce Thornton.
Silk, great comp about Bryce Thornton on the timeline. Comped him to Ahmad Black. I said, yeah, undersized, not the fastest, really smart, always around the ball. Both have trash jersey numbers.
Whoa, yeah, 18 is ugly. I ain't gonna lie to you. But just Johnny on the spot, bro. Love the kid. Overall, I mean, I got a lot of positives, more positives than negatives. Just a few areas of concern. Just game 1 is just not Billy's thing. I'm not saying they played
year
bad.
1 was year 1.
Year 1.
Year 1, game 1.
A miracle of a play when you look back in hindsight. We got that win, but game 1s just haven't been our bag. I like. Before I get in what I like, I'm gonna start with the bad first. Not. Here's my thing. So DJ Ladway was out spring and fall, and it looked like it, right?
Yep.
That's my overall take. I want to be fair, right? We asked ourselves plenty of times in the offseason, how detrimental would this be, him sitting out, right? I think we got to see a little bit of a clunky start. It wasn't terrible. He found his rhythm and got it together, but, it was some rust shaking off. I don't know if, the chemistry of the O-line and the cadence, just the whole offense, it looked like we was knocking off rust. I don't want to jump the gun and say that, guys need to get benched or anything like that. It wasn't smooth to start, but then they got it going. Hit some guys that we want to see score touchdowns. The run game was good. We got some things we got to clean up. Everybody does. It just wasn't the year 4 game 1 I thought we would step out. And there's a lot of, things that went on that Billy couldn't control, Ladway's health. So I want to consider that. But it just wasn't the game 1 that I expected. I expected us to come out a little bit sharper on the offensive end. Defense, I don't have any complaints. It's just lights out. They made LIU look like LIU. They couldn't do anything. So, and even when we went to the 2-3 bets, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Betts. He's gonna be a
Jordan,
guy.
come back on camera.
Jordan. Yeah. Jordan gave Betts a hard time. Cut your camera back on. It's confessional now. Betts is gonna be a guy, Jordan.
Nah, I can't lie. He came up and showed out, and I said it. I'll admit it. If he shows me otherwise, I'm the fool. But up front, I had to keep it real with what I was looking at. It wasn't looking too good. He showed me some. I want to see him in the next few weeks now. I don't know who all from LIU's, is making it to the next
pushing
level.
around a 237-pound center.
Hey, man. Our center couldn't do it.
Yeah, I gotta give credit where it's due.
We were pushing people around like we should have. So I gotta give Bet some props, bro. He came
on Brendan Bett. I was kind of like Jordan. Like, he's a Jag, just another guy, good depth piece. And then
chance, man.
Won't put there's a chance, man. Won't put the person out there, but somebody who would know defensive line play. You guys can connect the dots with the red string, like Charlie from Always Sunny. Somebody who would know defensive line told me, no, you're wrong about him at practice one day. And I said, okay, we'll see. So we will see.
I'm a Chapman don't miss. Like, if Chapman wants you could ball, bro.
I being at practice now for the full time, Jordan probably has seen this. Like, Gerald Chapman knows how to push buttons. And it's hot. They do a striking drill into the sled, the one that's like in the concrete that doesn't move. And everyone has to go, and every rep has to be right on the way down and then on the way back. And he loves restarting. They can get 3 in. He loves restarting them. And they always do this drill right before they do half line or defensive line, offensive line one-on-ones. And I'm over there, and he's just MFing these guys, laughing, making them do it over again. And I turned to one of the donors we were at with practice, and I was like, this is going to be bad for Florida's offensive line. Like, he is just pouring kerosene onto a bunch of hot, tired, sweaty, 300-pound, 18 to 22-year-olds who already have enough testosterone, and now he's pissing them off. And they went and they just were picking up offensive linemen and throwing them. I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's a great coach.
Nah, for sure. We got to keep him in the gym.
All right, let's kind of break down this game. We'll talk offense, defense, probably a lot more about offense. I think that there's probably more things to talk about than the play of the defense. DJ Lagway comes back, does look slightly rusty on, but ultimately still finishes 18 of 21. He's 2 for 2.
Rusty.
Yeah. 2 for 2 for passes over 20 yards, 3 for 4 for passes that were between 10 and 19 yards, and 4 for 3 for passes that were 0 to 9 yards. 3 overall touchdowns, passes his 2,000 career passing yards on that pass to Vernell Brown. A lot of requirement out of DJ Lagway to run out of the pocket. That right side of the offensive line left a lot to be desired. 2 of your lowest ranked guys on Pro Football Focus, we'll talk a little bit about it, were on the right side. They allowed 11 tackles for loss, by LIU in this game. So let's talk. I know we just talked a little bit about DJ Lagway, but let's talk a little bit about offensive line, just because I think that that's probably where, the overall concern in terms of what we saw yesterday, not necessarily in run blocking, but in pass blocking. If you look at all of the players that pass blocked in this game, there was 16 of them. And Bryce Levitt scored a 25.7 in pass blocking on Pro Football Focus. He was the lowest rated. Tony Livingston, 74.3 as a tight end. Cam Waits, 50.6. Jason Zandamelis, 60.5. Damian George, 79.7. And then it works its way up. Austin Barber, great score. Rod Kearney, great score. Najee Harris, good score. Jake Slaughter, good score. And then Caden Jones, a good score. How concerned are you guys from this overall performance on the offensive line?
I said I was concerned about tackle and tackle depth, and I don't know that it could be misconstrued that I was concerned about Austin Barber, who's a fifth-year senior. I think Bryce Lovett has struggled, and I mentioned that he's struggled, but I didn't know if it was him and where he is as a player, or if it's because of the guys he has to go up against every day in practice. But yeah, he's struggled pass blocking. I think this team should be able to run block. I thought Rod Kearney was the sixth guy coming in on the offensive line, and he's someone who I think could end up pushing. If Damian George struggles, Rod's right behind him. Rod can also play left guard. They did play Cam Waits more than I thought they would. They kind of pulled both interior offensive linemen out and plugged in like a hockey line switch, Dan.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. The right side of the offensive line is I've had questions about watching practice in the spring, watching practice in the fall. You're also dealing with injuries there, which are hurting depth. Caden Jones had not been practicing at right tackle at all. He'd been Austin Barber's backup at left. And then because of an injury, you have to flip him over to the right side, which it's not a video game. It's hard. You're doing everything opposite. You're facing different types of pass rushers over at right tackle. I just watched Ruben Bain on Sunday night. He's an absolute adult coming off the edge there, and he's coming off of that side. Right tackle's nightmare. So that right side, I think, is going to be an issue for Florida.
Right.
You've got to figure something out.
Bryce Lovett, the 384th ranked tackle in pass blocking in the country that played. So I'm not going to hold one game, right? There's a lot to that. I know Billy Napier said that LIU was giving them a different scheme than maybe what they were practicing for, what they prepared for. But obviously the difference in talent should be so much that you should naturally be able to do a lot better. But there was times that I think that there was more confusion. It wasn't just that they were allowing a lot of pressures and a lot of activity in the backfield. But there was times where it didn't, and I'm never going to judge a player because I don't know what his exact responsibility is, but there's times that he did not look like he was engaged with any player on certain plays. It was kind of odd to see.
I mean, my concern is we were just told that this was going to be a strength of the team, right? Yeah. So for it not to be a strength of the team with that much experience that we bring back, All-American, and you got just a lot of experience. So that's the most concerning part right there. Is it was supposed to be one of our strengths, like the run game, being able to maul and push people around, and I just didn't see that. It's game one, so we'll see. But I'm just not gonna lie to my eyes. I just thought it would look better than that, just from a lot of different standpoints. It don't even when we're just the rhythm is missing, like tempo. Somebody talked about it. My guy up here said we need to run tempo.
Yeah, appreciate
even if you're keeping it vanilla, you gotta practice tempo. Like at some point you gotta, and that game is the perfect time to be able to try. I know you're trying to get DJ in the rhythm, but picking up the tempo can help out with that, I think the offense is just missing a little bit of that, bro. And also, like I said, I was just a little let down by the offensive line play. This damn dog, bro.
Jordan, no, I do want to shout out. Thank you, Florida boy Vios. We need to run tempo. It would be unstoppable with DJ Lagway. Absolutely. Jordan, any thoughts on the offensive line? Obviously, you relied heavily on the offensive line when you were there.
Yeah, man. I think just overall watching it, like we said, I see some problems on the right side as well. But I feel like it's just very tough, man. I feel like I'm one of the tough positions to find talent at, find a guy for. So I'm not really holding this too hard on the coaches or anything like that. But I do also feel like at this point that we know what we have at offensive line. Not saying one game is defining us, but let's keep a spade a spade. This is not a very talented team. We played and we're seeing problems. So as a coach, I would be looking to try to scheme up and get stuff right to make it a little bit easier for these guys so they can get used to playing in the game and realizing how they can kind of win reps throughout the game. Just lining up and just having them solely just do their job. It sounds crazy to say, but you got to kind of take some pressure off of them, knowing that they're not the best thing on the field for you. So I feel like just at this rate, we're just watching the game and seeing how they were playing. I would be moving forward and trying to scheme up stuff to make it a lot easier for those guys the best way they can. I'm sure maybe just from the play calling standpoint, I know that we kind of mentioned they were very vanilla, but I'm hoping they were kind of just trying to put some stuff on tape so when teams kind of, breaking down their tape and trying to match up formations. So this is what they like to run and this and that it can set up some more big plays for us in the future. So I ain't putting too much pressure on the play calling and stuff, but I do think that we're going to need to do something in the run game to help these guys out. And as well as in the pass game, if we need to have some dudes chipping some top pass rushers, we're going to end up playing in the SEC, which I'm sure we will have. So you got to just find a way to make it easy for these guys.
Yeah. Bryce Lovett allows 4 hurries, 4 pressures. Cam Waits allows 2 hurries and 2 pressures. The Gators only had 7 hurries and 8 pressures allowed all game. Tony Livingston did allow 1 hit on the quarterback. Obviously, disappointing to watch, right? Austin Barber looked good. I think the center to the right looked fine, but that left side just seemed to get abused for a good portion of the game. Caden Jones does come in. Nick, I know you said that he wasn't practicing a tackle much. He comes in, has a pretty clean game.
Tackle. He was practicing it left. Yeah.
Oh, he's practicing it left. Okay. Which, I know it's just a mirror, but it's probably a lot harder than just saying, hey, just do the opposite. But he comes in, ranks as the Gators' 6th best offensive lineman in pass blocking. Run blocking in the game, significantly better overall. Bryce Lovett's still your lowest ranked at a 43.6.
I think that's going to be that's not like a one-off either. Like they're going to be a better run blocking outfit than pass blocking all season.
Yeah. So
I need Bryce Lovett now to be dead last and everything though.
DJ Lagway, better run blocker scoring wise in Pro Football Focus. But I want to give kudos to Austin Barber, 90.3, Jake Slaughter, 90.2 when it comes to run blocking there. So again, it is what it is, right? Nick has called it out. He's been at practice. It's been a concern of ours as we've been on this show. Offensive line recruiting has been something that we've had questions about, and sometimes that rears its head. And maybe it's first game jitters, but obviously not against a great opponent. Definitely a reason to.
Man, they got to fix the line. Like that, the line needs to play well, bro. Like it was a top 10 unit. People out the. Every speaking platform had us as a top 10 O-line.
Yeah.
Just straight up. Like they got to execute. That's it. They'll figure it out. It wasn't terrible, but they got a position that they need to probably shuffle around. Do you shift George outside and maybe put Lovett inside, or Kearney? Kearney needs to start. No, Kearney needs to start, bro. Like that's another thing. You got to get your best 5 on the field. Right tackle, they got to figure that out, but it don't feel like it's Bryce. We'll see how the next game goes. You got USF. Everybody's allowed, some get back or to save their job. So we'll see how he looks versus USF. More competition. We'll see what's up. But I love what I see out of Kearney. Wouldn't mind seeing him at guard more. And if it's not Bryce, who do you put at the right? I know West Paul's hurt, so who do you put at the right tackle?
Do we know anything about Fletcher Westfall being injured? I don't think that was a name that we expected. Well, at least fans may not have expected him not to be in this game, Nick.
Did not see him dressed out.
No, he didn't play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you allowed to say any more?
No,
sir.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Well, so is it Caden Jones is the other option at right tackle?
Devin Manuel, probably.
Devin Manuel. I don't know if he's healthy or not healthy. He also had that off the field thing, so maybe he was doing some internal stuff. Maybe he was suspended.
But he's been practicing at left tackle during his entire duration at Florida too, right?
Devin Manuel. Yeah. He's been at left tackle this camp. I'm trying to remember. honestly did not pay attention to him last season.
Yeah.
When we were out of practice.
I know every depth chart he was listed at left tackle last year. So
yeah, I've seen him work at left tackle. If he's not injured, I would expect him to be back. And if he's not injured, then I would just suspect that probably something internal suspension because you had your off-field thing in the off season. Caden Jones will be the next guy up there. I thought Mark Faircloth was fine, but also it's LIU. That's a walk-on left tackle who was your backing up. I think it was probably the third or fourth guy.
I'll be honest with you. Don't love that.
Florida Victoria's athlete. Big Mark Faircloth fan. One of our guys.
I understand. He played well, but I don't love if that's the option. Not against him, but we're in year 4 of a program here. Right,
we about to face some killers.
You have
Faircloth is ready
offensive line coaches.
He might be ready for LIU, but I don't think he's ready for the Reuben sandwich.
Reuben Bain's good.
That's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, for sure.
There was a question: who's going to guard Reuben Bain? I don't know. I've got 3 weeks to figure it out, though. It's by committee. I don't want to spend a ton of time on the negative
over there.
I don't want to spend a ton of time on the negative. The rushing attack was what you could imagine. Jaden Ball, 104 yards, 11.6 yards per attempt there. Duke Clark gets to the game, 19 yards on 5 rushes. Anthony Rubio in front of his dad, Secretary of State. Marco Rubio, who was in attendance, 27 yards, 5.4 yards per attempt. DJ Lagway, 1 rush for 9 yards. Katie Daniels, 4 attempts for 9 yards. Tremel Jones, 5 attempts for 14 yards. And Jacoby Jackson, 7 attempts for 16 yards and a fumble. The Gators did recover their own fumble. Jaden Ball with the only touchdown. Jaden Ball looked
not a good
like
start for my 2000 combo there. 24 yards, not a great start.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. There's a lot of games left, Nick, but you got 104 with the other guy. You got 104 with the other guy. So Jaden Ball, I thought, looked like he was shot out of a cannon every time. It looked like he was proving himself to be one of the best running backs in the SEC, potentially in the country as well. Obviously, it's against LIU. LIU is not a great team, but any thoughts on the rushing attack here?
Yeah, Jaden Ball. There's no question. No doubt, RB1. I thought it looked good. Would love to see more. I like DJ Lagway when he did run. I know some people were talking about his weight. I thought he looked fine. I'm not too concerned with his weight. I thought he looked fine when he got outside of the pocket. He's just rusty. But outside of that, I thought the run game looked good. When we get into our RPO, it's really going to take off. And that's going to help the line even more, when we really employ some of the things that we really want to do in the run game. Because I do think we kept it vanilla. But even the vanilla things, we got to be able to execute well at this point in the program. But the run game looked good. Then opening up enough holes for Jacoby Jackson and them guys. Ball just made some stuff happen. He was getting hit in the backfield. He was just breaking some tackles and making some things happen. He's just different. But I wanted to see it open up a little bit more for, Jacoby to get busy. He had a decent evening, though.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about it. Ball's an animal, man. You can tell he was just looking for that big run all night. Usually when you see him playing in games, he kind of hits it and he's just going straight north and south. But I seen him kind of trying to cut back across the field. He was trying to look for that big run. It's game 1. He wanted to get some highlights in there. So he was looking like a beast as usual. But I wasn't too impressed with all the other ones. Like you said, I feel like Ball was kind of making stuff happen with just making dudes miss or breaking off tackles and just doing it, which I kind of expected the other guys to do. Maybe they couldn't get as warmed up as Ball, you feel me? They wouldn't. Their carries are kind of spaced out, so maybe I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt in that regard. But I did want to see somebody else kind of at least get to about 50 yards, 45, something like that. At least be averaging 4 to 5 yards a carry. I think everybody else is averaging about 3 or 2 yards per carry.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that we didn't see more out of maybe Jacoby Jackson. Obviously, there were some holes that were there that Jaden Ball was finding that nobody else really seemed to find. Anthony Rubio had a few.
He had a nice run.
Jaden Ball.
Yeah, Rubio looked all right.
Yeah, he didn't look bad.
He got out there with his little 2 minutes. He gonna make it shine though.
It's a politician's kid, bro. Like, you know, he might be the GOAT athlete of politician kids. No?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Run type, 26 zone runs, 5 gap runs.
What runs did Jacoby say he liked in at the
he liked zone?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think he said he likes zone, like outside zone.
Yeah, that sounds right. Let's get to quarterback here. We obviously saw DJ Lagway in the first half, and then Tramel Jones solidified that it looks like he is going to be QB2, and it looks like he played like a good QB2 that the Gators have. DJ Lagway, again, 15 of 18 for 128 yards. Tramel Jones, 12 of 18 for 131 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jones, 3 for Lagway. We don't have to spend a ton of time talking about DJ Lagway, but Tramel Jones, I thought, came in and played really well. I know that we talked about it on this show, who would come in as QB2. When would QB2 come in, and will we see QB3? Will we see QB4? But Tramel Jones had the opportunity and took hold of it. Looked poised, threw a good ball, a couple good touchdowns, some nice touch on the ball. What are your guys' thoughts on Tramel Jones? Nick, we'll start with you.
Yeah, this is I think before scrimmage 2 in the fall, he was still on field 2, Jordan. Jordan didn't even spend much time on field 2. He was still on field 2.
Yeah, you don't ever want to be over there.
And I wasn't really paying much attention to field 2. I would stay in the middle, but like outside of not wanting to get run into, I wasn't really paying attention to field 2. And then when DJ didn't practice in the second scrimmage, it was I saw Harrison Bailey kind of getting reps over Aiden, and I was like, well, that's new, that's weird. And then Tramel started getting reps with the first team and the second team, and then that kind of just continued. And I think you have 2 older guys, one very old, one's a 5th-year senior who you brought in from the transfer portal, and the other's in his 3rd year, 2nd year in the system. You probably give those guys the chance to win a job, shut the door, and then they don't. And in the last 2 weeks, I think Billy Napier, from what I see in practice, he was honest when he was asked about Tramel after the game. He's like, it was the last 2 weeks where he kind of just started to find his footing and gain ground. It will be interesting to see if they keep it that way. And then we've talked, Dan has wished injury upon the quarterback.
Haven't wished injury. Never did.
It would be interesting though. Like if something were long-term, do you go to one of the older guys or do you go to Tramel? And I think I'm starting to think that maybe you just go to Tramel.
Tramel.
Because not that Aiden Warner can't run, but he's not the runner Tramel is. And if you have the quarterback that we've talked with DJ,
he ain't the passer either.
He can spin it.
I don't know, man. They say Tramel got a baseball spin or something on that ball, bro.
Tramel's got a really, really strong arm. And I think the biggest thing for him will kind of be like what we saw with I don't know that we really saw it with DJ, but what we saw with Anthony, where it's, hey, sometimes you have to throw a changeup. You don't need to throw 4-seam fastballs every single time. And I think that's, as a young quarterback, what he needs to probably learn. And as the game continues to slow down, you probably start thinking that a little bit more. But it's tough for a freshman to not want to throw. Oh, shoot, I'm throwing over the middle. I have to throw this really hard. And then all of a sudden you throw too hard and it hits hands and it's up in the air. And now it's anyone's ball when it's up in the air. But credit to him. He, in like a 17-day span, went from playing on field 2 to being QB2.
Yeah, it just made the most sense. That's been just my take the entire time. After seeing them guys in the spring, I didn't think they were like QB2s for the University of Florida. No slight at them. They just didn't look the part, especially for this offense. And I thought Tramel's skill set made the most sense, hearing him speak and just people from behind the scenes talk about him having a high IQ and the athletic ability is there, the continuity of the offense staying the same. It just makes the most sense from a program standpoint. Like those older guys are good insurance blankets if Trammell runs off the rail. Like if Trammell he's got to play, he's the quarterback, and he just has a terrible game where he's just turning the ball over, whatever. Then you want to get a veteran in there to kind of hand it off if he's a nervous wreck. But that kid stepped out there, he's fit. Like from a mindset standpoint, he's very calm, delivered the ball on time. He was in command of the offense. And I think in the spring, he thought he could win the job in spring. Man, and once the fall hit, you kind of hear like from the reports, Billy started sprinkling them in. And like I said, this Trammell, I don't think Trammell is QB2 if Lagway's healthy. I think they had to spread the snaps out. It was just the unavailability.
I see what you mean. Mean. Like he wouldn't have gotten the reps in practice to earn it, is what you're saying. I get
correct.
you. I was like,
that's a good take. What do you mean? I like that. That take.
Yeah, Lagway being out presented that opportunity for him to go win QB2 because more snaps got trickled down, and he got more opportunity. Had DJ Lagway been healthy, I don't know if they make that leap to him as a true freshman.
Because I mean that goes for all of them. If DJ Lagway is healthy, you're in a position where it's like, hey man, no one's getting no one's getting first team reps. Nobody. Right. You had all three backup quarterbacks getting first team reps, getting second team reps. If DJ's fully healthy, I think you nailed it. Unfortunately, Trammell would have been field 2 with Jordan with Coach Scarlett.
I know it's
thanks, Jeremy.
LIU, but he just looked exceptionally poised back there. He looked like he had good footwork there. He looked like he went through really his progressions. Smart. Yeah.
He's really, really smart, really thoughtful. We did an event and we drove all the guys up from Gainesville to Jacksonville. So I was with him for basically an entire day. Really, really intelligent, thoughtful, well-spoken, smart kid.
Yeah, and I wasn't as high on Trammell, not because of anything that I knew about him, but just because of some people that I talked to that know quarterback scouting, and they just thought that he needed more time, especially coming off the injury and everything else, that he might be a guy that could make an impact in year 3, right? And obviously you're going to be backing up DJ Lagway, so what does that mean anyway? But he just looked really poised back there, and he could move around in the pocket, but he stayed in the pocket more than I thought he would too, right? Like there was an opportunity to go and break things off, but he went through his first read and his second read and his third read, had some good touch on the ball, a couple of different touchdowns, including the Taylor Spirito touchdown to end the game.
Yeah, climbed the pocket beautifully, like avoided pressure without like panicking. That's like LIU, I don't care. True freshman to move like that, footwork on point. Like, he just looked good. He looked good, bro.
Yeah, I was definitely impressed, man. I feel like it's a no-brainer for him to be quarterback, too, just off of the fact that last year what we went through, I know you love your boy Aiden Warner and all that, but just watching him play just had you kind of a little bit mad and like,
yes,
up this, like you really can't do X, Y, and Z. Like that happens sometimes at a lot of positions when the starting quarterback goes down. Like the drop off from QB1 to QB2 is always so big on a lot of teams that you're always frustrated watching your team play once your quarterback gets hurt.
Yeah,
like having Trammell at that quarterback too. Obviously, this is LIU. It's very far fetched and know if to do against when the bullets are really flying. But I felt like the drop off was not that significant from watching him play and watching DJ Lagway play against these same players. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I pulled their starters out to like let the other guys get reps. He was playing start of the second half, so I'm sure their guys were still out there. So I was very impressed, and I like the young cat. Like you said, for a freshman to be going out here and be looking poised in the pocket, being able to stay in the pocket to deliver the ball, take off when he needs to, not taking off when dudes are wide open just because
going through his progressions, like this shit was impressive. Yeah.
All that matters. And I feel like if he could apply that same stuff to the rest of the year and take it day by day, like this is just football. Don't be scared because you're playing against Georgia or Texas or whatever. He'll be just fine.
Kids from Duval, man.
Hey, can't hate the player though. I can't
And
lie.
he had nothing else to do but practice football. You know what I mean, Jordan? All right, let's get to receivers. Like we said earlier, Vernell Brown leads the team with 79 yards. TJ Abrams second with 53. Hayden Hansen 27 with a touchdown. Nashawn Montgomery 19. Tony Livingston 16 yards with a touchdown. Then Take Hawkins and J Mike 12 yards. Sorry, Hawkins had 14. J Mike had 12 with a touchdown, and Taylor Spirito 11 with a touchdown. So 260 yards overall. 34 targets, 26 receptions, 5 passing touchdowns in this game. Eugene Wilson, probably the biggest surprise there, ends up with 5 receptions for -1 yard and a touchdown. I said it during the game. We've got to figure out a way to use Eugene Wilson. That's not these gadget. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's a rust. I don't know if it's play calling. I don't know if it's a combination of all of them. But it just doesn't seem like Eugene Wilson's being used the way we thought he might be. Now, again, only first game of the season, long season ahead. But, man.
Yeah, I think go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say, I think, it's kind of all hidden behind the scheme. They don't want to show too much on the first game, probably throwing out a lot of stuff, like I said, to kind of just put on tape for guys to kind of scout and see what they're doing. But overall, I like to see that he's still quick and elusive. I think once we do get the ball in his hands, I think he will make us happy. He's still an amazing playmaker, and I feel like watching VB also elevate his game, I think will help him out a lot, if that makes sense, because basically defense got to worry about more than one guy now. You can't just put your best guy on him and just be chilling. You got other things to worry about. So you may hop in a little bit more zone, and Larry got some opportunities to pick you guys apart. So I think we'll be fine on the receiver end. And I was glad to see the young buck step up. That was a real, real good thing to see, because you were almost kind of nervous and like, who would be that guy? I know we got to transfer into who's an older guy, but you just want to see one of those young cats really show that they could be that guy. And I feel like we saw that with VB.
And he looked incredible.
Yeah.
Go on, Core.
Kid's the real deal, bruh. And Dallas was cooking before he went out, so I'm ready to see Dallas get back as well. But yeah, the bubble screens is just, or the wide receiver screens, whatever they are. To me, I just don't. It just like they're not protected well. Like, it's just not executing. They're becoming almost like a hazard. That was my biggest thing seeing Eugene get them. It's just they weren't blocked well. He's an injury-prone guy. Seeing him put in a position where those aren't blocked well, it just didn't look like send my man on a route. But do I think they're going to infuse Eugene the right way this year? I do. I think this is game 1. He's in the same position that Ricky Pearsall was in and Chim DK. So just let it vibe out. There's no reason to go crazy and to show exactly how we're using Trey at his new wide receiver position in game 1. So just vibe out. We'll see how it looks next game before we throw a verdict out there, with his usage. So I'm not tripping on it, bro. Vernell Brown looks amazing. Even the young boys, Tank Hawkins, the reps they got in the second half, I thought they looked good and explosive. They found their spots on the timing and everything, and their routes seemed to be on point. Hayden Hansen, like just he's looking a little bit more fluid, he's gonna be an NFL guy just from a size standpoint. He blocks well, he's still maturing, he's still growing. Like, he's a big human being, but he's still growing and developing. Those longer, bigger guys don't develop as fast as smaller people. But he looked very good. In the past game, I wanted to see the tight end be used more. They did that. So, we could throw out some complaints, but there are some things that look good, and I was impressed with the way we use the tight ends. He got busy. Him and Ladway had good chemistry. So, yeah, I'm not mad at it, man. I thought the passing game, once it started clicking, I just wish we executed a little cleaner, but I'm not mad at the style of plays that we play because it is LIU. We should just execute those plays better than what we executed, but you ain't got to get all fancy, and we shouldn't have to.
Yeah, someone asked, I did like a space after, and I think we talk about it whenever there's like a lesser opponent week 1. Oh, it was vanilla. They don't want to show anything. I'm like, the offense is the offense. Like, it's on tape for 3 years. You've got different guys. You have way more skill, way more speed. But the offense is the offense. Like, I don't know that you're hiding anything. I don't know that you need to call some crazy stuff, the stuff that I've seen in practice. Like I remember after Tulane when they handed Dez the ball. I've seen some linebackers in as fullback in like I formation stuff. Like there's stuff that you practice. Jordan probably knows this. You practice all year long. You hope you get that call. That the play call that only has like it's named Jaguar. Like you don't even have to be like train right. There's just hey Jaguar run that one play. Right. You don't need to call that stuff against LIU. Sometimes you see that stuff against I wouldn't be surprised to see something crazy against USF just because you're playing LSU next week and you want LSU to see something and have to now prepare for something you haven't put on tape before. But I don't know that you're hiding stuff against LIU. I think there's just too much technology now. Like you can go back and you can find what you're going to run and what offenses are.
Yeah.
So, when Spurrier took over at Florida and you actually had to send film strips to another coaching staff.
Yeah.
I think it's more because personnel changes from year to year. So early on, the personnel usage might be different, right? And how you use them. But yeah, the tape is the tape. It's just, being able to key on certain guys on tendencies and different things like that, you can expose. But the tape is the tape. Everybody know what Billy Napier offense is at this point. There's no reason to hide things. But also, if your quarterback's rusty and he hasn't played 11 on 11, since last fall or last winter, then you might want to just keep it as simple, coming out. Let's just knock the rust off and run our basic stuff to get, the wheels moving a little bit. Because it seemed like they got more into the playbook and got more diverse with Trammell in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I saw that a little bit. But I was also saying, not necessarily saying that they were trying to hide plays. I kind of feel like they may be trying to set stuff up, if that makes sense. Throwing a lot of bubbles,
give a look.
A lot of now screens. Okay, week come by, now we're gonna go with the now screen with the go behind it, stuff like that. I feel like they're kind of trying to set dudes up, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping do that.
I like the toss sweeps that they do because I've seen them run play action off that toss sweep, but you show it enough, you've got to stay true to it. And with the running back room that you have, you get a running back or you get a linebacker start to shade over. You get a safety sees that, his eyes shade over. I've liked that. I've liked that those toss sweeps that they do out of the shotgun there.
Yeah. So, again, we'll see. Moise Tenkara, Nick, I know that you've grown a liking to him and Jackson Wade, 10 yards for Jackson Wade and Moise 4 yards. But two incredible catches that I do want to highlight. Vernell Brown, obviously the one that everybody's going to remember, stretched out, throws the ball kind of back in the air, catches it, and it's just an incredible play. But I also want to give Eugene Wilson credit for getting that foot down on his touchdown as well. He didn't have a lot of space, and he was running very, very fast to be able to get that last foot, or to get that foot inbounds for the touchdown. So again, I'm not going to draw a ton of conclusions in this game, but they're just, just the way that Eugene Wilson has been used in 3 years. There's just something a little off, and there could be a lot of other things that we don't know about to why. But to have 5 receptions for -1 yards against LIU was probably my surprising stat of the game there. So that's where we're at on offense. Anybody else that you guys want to talk about on offense or any other position group before we go over defense?
I think we'll see more Tony Livingston than we will Amir Jackson. Accountability time. My Hayden Hansen is Jonathan Odom. Jonathan Odom is Hayden Hansen. Bad take. Take is bad. And the milk continues. The milk continues to curdle. The more Hayden Hansen develops and plays. So not good for me.
Yeah, he looks good out there, man. He does look really good. And Tony Livingston had a nice catch and run too on a I don't remember exactly the pass, but definitely an athletic play as well. And obviously Hansen and Livingston with touchdowns. And I know we talked about wanting to incorporate more out of the tight ends this year in terms of production out of them. And I think we saw a little bit about how they might be used this season.
Jordan, you've been around them too. Like Hayden Hansen is gigantic.
Yeah, that boy is huge. I can't lie.
He's gigantic. Like let's him at 2'6" or 6'7", 270. That's the best looking 270 I've ever seen. Also,
definitely that man's a beast.
So I thought Nation would be a little bit more productive and active and get more targets. Especially with how many times Trammell passed in the second half. So I thought he would be more active.
Yeah, he's one too that he's young. He's younger. I think he's still 18. He's gonna have to keep his head right. Like run your own race. Don't because everyone has already been talking about Dallas. Everyone is now talking about VB3. Like you've got to keep a good head on your shoulders, run your own race, and not be concerned with what other people have going on right now. Because he's going to be a really, really good receiver.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Nahshon Montgomery. So, again, we'll see. Obviously, they tried to get a lot of players involved in this game, 14 players with catches, only one football to go around. Who knows? We'll see what happens before the end of the season. And, certainly not everybody's going to be able to play throughout the year, but it was good to see, your guys, Corey, I think you kind of alluded to it, TJ Abrams, Tank Hawkins, some of these guys that are next down on the list, ended up having a good game and looked explosive and looked like they were ready to contribute, as time is needed. But same way, Jacoby Jackson, Vernell Brown looks like he's being shot out of a cannon at times when he's running some of those slant routes. So we'll be curious to continue to watch against a better team, but overall a solid offensive performance. Again, they end up with 48 points on offense. Let's talk about defense. Before we do that, quick announcement: Chad Jackson is going to be out today. We'll get him back in on another show. Let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Game Time Sidekicks. If you want a really cool cup like this Gators one here or this one here, national championship, we all have.
You can't come without a cup.
Can't come without a cup next time, Corey. Go visit GameTimeSidekicks.com. Use promo code Stadium15 at checkout. We'll get you 15% off of your order. Again, GameTimeSidekicks.com, promo code Stadium15. Keep your hot drinks hot, your cold drinks cold. GameTimeSidekicks.com. Go support our friend Tyler in Knoxville. While we had some concerns about offense and the way that they performed, defense looked incredible. Obviously, again, playing LIU, George Gums, Miles Johnson, Jeremiah McLeod, Jaden Woods, Jaden Robinson, Michael Caraway Jr., Brandon Bett, Micah Boyro, Cameron James, and Javari Flowers, who I do want to talk about. He had a great PBU, are your top 10 players on defense, according to Pro Football Focus in this game. But overarching thoughts, guys, let's start just with defense, and then we'll kind of break down by position group. Corey, we'll start with you, brother.
Just super impressed with the trenches, just the pressure, just handling like some of the run stuff they did have requires discipline. Just seeing that our linebackers playing disciplined football, assignment football, guys, safeties, knowing that this team is not a throwing team. So you get guys like Thornton that's in the box making plays, doing scoop and scores, just from playmaker standpoint, knowing that this team isn't going to throw the ball. I could play on my toes a little bit. My secondary didn't get a whole lot of opportunities because this was a run team, so it wasn't a lot of work in the secondary in that regards. But they got some work, coming up to tackle. But the team looks like it's supposed to look versus LIU. Want to see my guys like Caleb Banks get back healthy. Our linebackers, I think, is going to get another test similar to this with USF. But from what I saw this game, we got some guys that can get sideline to sideline pretty fast and play disciplined football. George Gums, you can see that twitch. We just didn't get a quarterback dropping back to make a lot of passes for him to really get in his bag. but you can see him, his athleticism jump off the screen a little bit. But defense looks solid, bro. And this year is looking like it's the theme. Like Texas didn't look the greatest on offense, but the defense looks stout. So that's the theme, having a running back in the defense. And if Lagway, when he knocks this rust off, we could get it rolling. But I love what I saw from the defense.
Yeah, without Caleb Banks and without Pup Howard, 2 starters on defense. Nick, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Gums, 1.5 tackles for loss. Jaden Robinson, I don't know that Pup will start when he comes back because Jaden Robinson's a dude.
It's on the tear.
I called it. Called it.
Jaden Robinson, 2'4", 2'9", or 2'9" from Lake City. I think Florida's defense is going to be really good. Currently, stop the count. Currently, the second-rated defense in the country.
That's all I needed to hear.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of depth. Talking about Gums' athleticism, he was racing Bryce Thornton on the scoop and score on the first drive. He has crazy speed. Florida's going to be really good on defense if they keep everyone healthy. I think you guys kind of saw what I was talking about a little bit, where I think that the first 3 cornerbacks are all 3 of them can probably be considered starters, just the way the reps will play out. Dijon Johnson, I think, got the start over Cormani. Dan, if you have the plays pulled up, how many plays they each played, and obviously this is a strange game where they're not playing the full game, but Devin Moore, Dijon, and Cormani are all going to play a ton.
Yeah, I mean, Dijon 21, Cormani 18, Devin Moore 19.
They're all going to be kind of like that,
I mean, they only had 43 total plays on defense. That's I don't know, but that's got to be amongst the lowest that a Gators defense has ever allowed in a football game, at least in recent memory.
Bro, that's got to be tough for a defense. Like you're waiting to hit somebody, especially like a quarterback. You go all spring, all fall, just hitting your own guys, not being allowed to hit your quarterback, and then you get this chance to like release all that aggression. You get 43 plays.
And how many of those are run plays?
Yeah. Like good. You did your job. That's why there's only 43. But like tough, being like, can we play again tomorrow?
Nick, this is like the 4th time somebody's asked, or I've seen on the internet, did anything happen to Cormani? I don't know.
What?
I don't know. He played just as many snaps as he played 1 less snap than Devin Moore, 3 less snaps than Dijon Johnson. So no, he played throughout the game.
It's just to throw the ball. So
they didn't throw the
ball.
ball.
Everybody's ready to see the fireworks, with 25, but there was no opportunities really.
Yeah, only 5 missed tackles in the game. Lagonza Hayward, Cam James, Tyreek Sapp, Devin Moore, and George Gums all had a missed tackle. And Miles Graham led the team in tackles with 5. Cam James, I thought, had a really good game. He's a guy that was supposed to be a starter last year. Loses his spot, said it made him work harder. And again, I thought he played well yesterday or 2 days ago. Holiday's throwing me off here. I thought he played well 2 days ago. Overall, really stout defensive edge performance. Defensive line, Micah Boyeru played well. Bet played well. Jamari Lyons back for the first time in a year. I thought that he had a solid game as well. Again, you don't get any sacks, but you only threw the ball, I think, 11 total times, and it's not like they were sitting back in the pocket waiting for progressions to open there. They were all pretty quick passes. So I don't think you can knock that against the Gators there.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I also want to give a shout out to the backup guys, man. I feel like sometimes, when you come in a cupcake game like that, the second, third string starts to trickle in, and then they'll let up a score and mess up the shutout. Like, you got to give credit. The young guys came in, stayed gap discipline, continued to stop the run. Even when they got in our territory a little bit, we still managed to bend but not break, and those guys didn't get no points on the board. So you got to give kudos to those young cats, man. You got to like that kind of stuff because you know how this football game is, man. Dudes get hurt. It's always next man up. So knowing that the next man up is bought into the system and trying to put good stuff on tape as well, that's a sigh of relief right there.
I think our frat house intramural team could have shut this team out. I said the second quarter, I don't think these people going to score. Like they just came for the free plane. I think we sent our plane and all. Like I seen them getting off of our plane. Like we sent them a Uber plane and all, bro. Like, they wasn't gonna score, brother. They had no shot.
Nah, for real. That was a good one.
Well, shout out to them boys for keeping the shutout for sure though. Did Childs not? Shout out my guy Jeremy. Did Childs not play well? What's his like? Did he stink on the PFF? Nothing stuck out to me about Aaron Childs. I got to go back and watch the game again.
Aaron Childs was ranked 29th on defense on Pro Football Focus. Played 20 snaps. Tyreek Sapp was ranked 28th. So I don't remember Aaron Childs not playing well. Obviously, they didn't score him very high, but I don't know to what extent. Right? He doesn't have any missed tackles. It doesn't mention that he missed any assignments, but obviously he did something. So if you want to share a little bit more about Childs not playing great, I just don't know if I have. I don't know if I was watching that intently on him not playing well.
I would have to go back and really put the spotlight on them and see what happened.
All right. So any other thoughts on defense? Again, pitch shutout, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 return by a touchdown. Anything else there?
I think it's good to get Drake Stubbs been out with an injury, didn't get to play, but good to get like Laganza in there, get him playing.
What a
good
guy!
He has violent intentions.
That's a grown man, bro. 13 got violent intentions too. Right? Welcome back. The alley ain't safe, bro. Like now it's somebody in the alley with a pistol. For sure. Welcome back, 13, man. Defense feels different when back there for sure.
Nice to be playing with a pistol rather than the guys that we've had in the past that were playing with baby wipes.
Baby wipes is crazy.
All right, let's see here. All right, special teams. Let's give a shout out to our friends over at Home Field Apparel before we get to special teams. HomeFieldApparel.com. Use promo code Stadium and Gale at checkout. Will get you 20% off of your order. You can get that Nick has. You can get some throwback, vintage style retro wear. There, they've got 6 pages of Florida Gators gear. They've got more and more that they're adding. They're doing a big sale right now, too. So go check out HomeFieldApparel.com. That ends today. So those of you that are watching on X and YouTube, go check it out. HomeFieldApparel.com. Promo code Stadium and Gale, all one word at checkout. If you're looking to buy Christmas gifts, it's September 1st. Once Labor Day is over, it's officially Christmas season in my book. Time to start thinking about what those gifts might be for the holidays that you celebrate for with you and your loved ones. HomeFieldApparel.com, Stadium and Gale. Let's talk about game changers, guys. In the issue of kicking field goals, Trey Smack goes 7 for 7 on extra points, goes 2 for 5. All relatively long. I think he had one that was in the 30 to 39 range. Goes 1 for 2 for 40 to 49 yards and 1 for 2 to 50. Billy Napier didn't seem all that concerned. He did miss 3 field goals in the game. That he missed 3 field goals all of last season. I don't know.
I mean, they're trying 57 yarders, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm not holding up 57. Billy just testing the leg out there, right? 57 is not like some chip shot and he's just inaccurate. He's some bum.
Would have been a career long, yeah.
Yeah, it's 57 yards, bro. Like that's
he had one for 54, 56. That looked like it would have been good for
about 52. He missed from 40, missed from 39, and missed from 57. Hit from 56, which is a career long, and 41.
All relatively close though. So it's in one. Somebody on the internet, I didn't go back and watch. Looked like he kicked with the laces towards him. You know, laces out.
Laces out. Yeah, laces out, baby.
New holder, right? So first time in his career at UF that he's had a new holder too. So that could be part of it. But Billy's not concerned. I am just. We'll see. Right?
A lot of people asking me like, "Are you worried?" I'm like, I even had talked to Frankie Velez. Shout out to Jordan's kicker, I think.
Wow.
No,
one of Jordan's kicker?
I'm Eddie and Evan.
Man,
Eddie and Evan.
Odell
Frankie's
Kickle.
older than you. Odell Kickle.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Odell Kickle.
Bro, we were down so bad for a while that
Yeah, that
Eddie
was a
Pinheiro was his name is being shouted
Yo,
and chanted.
Eddie was being chanted at our games. Like Eddie out there
Yeah.
going knocking, making 50s look like nothing.
Yo, when he drove in Saban's Bentley, or Rolls Royce, whatever that was, and then flipped to Billy like the next day, that shit was crazy. Shout out to Eddie the GOAT.
A bunch
That
of
was
people.
tough times. Flipping a kicker from Bama was like a reward back then.
Well, Bama was like in desperate need, even when they were winning national championships. Like the one position that wasn't good was kicker.
Yeah.
But a bunch of people asked me like, "Oh, are you worried?" I'm like, "It's a 23-year-old senior. No, I'm not worried about it. He had a bad game, had a bad day, like Corey said. The last misses from 57 would have been a career long. I wonder, mentally." If it's a 19-year-old, true freshman, sophomore, hasn't handled it, but like Trace Mack's kicked.
Trace Mack don't give a shit no more, man. He like, bro, I'm out of here.
I think what happened to Trace Mack was he missed that first one, and once he missed that first, and he kind of got in his head, and it just got ugly from there. Like the kicks that I think he could have made, he missed just because he was already in his head from missing that first kick. Because all the vibes are going good, defense playing great, everybody playing good, and you go out there and miss the first one. You almost feel like you didn't do the one job that you have, kind of deal. Obviously, everybody high-fiving you and like, you're gonna be all right, you're gonna be all right. But I feel like if you're a real competitor, that you all right almost piss you off a little more because you're like, damn, I let them boys down for real, and they trying to make me feel better, kind of deal. So he probably was in his head a little bit. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully when we need him, when the games get on the line, because we got a tough schedule this year, so we're going to need him to put some points on the board for us. So I hope he comes through for us.
The 56 looked like it was on target. He just got to eat his Wheaties next time, bro. Like, make sure he hit the Gator bar. It looked like it was on point. I'm not mad at Billy for trying. That's the game you try. Like, let's see what his leg looked like in a live moment. Like, it's an opportunity, bro. Like, put him out there. I ain't holding that against him, bro. It's a 56-yarder, bro. Like, I'm cool.
He did miss a 39, though.
Yeah, that one he got to get it together.
If you miss a 39 with the game on the line, I ain't counting no yards. I'm pissed off.
Yeah, now we got to tighten you up, bro.
Was the 39-yarder his first one that he missed?
Nah, it's 40. 40 was the first
40
one.
was the first. Okay. All right.
First one was 40 in the first quarter, missed it. Second quarter, right after, essentially. It was 14:47 left in the second quarter. 56-yard was good. And then
that one would have been good from 60.
Yeah,
that's why you just try. Like, try a 70-yarder next time. Who cares? Like, it's LIU, bro. They ain't gonna score anyway. just kneel the ball 3 times and try a 70-yarder, bro. Next time we play a team like LIU, let's see if we can break an NCAA record.
That's funny. I did see a 70-yarder in person, not to get off track, but I did see
Jacksonville, baby. That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I was watching it. That was crazy.
But just like you kind of said, it was more of like a preseason deal going in the half. Just let him try, keep the leg fresh, Let's see what he can do. Which I feel like that's probably what coach is doing, giving him opportunities. Yeah. So maybe he just wasn't ready. Maybe he wasn't prepared to know that he was about to be kicking a lot. He thought it was just going to be touchdowns and blowouts. Probably was on a few beers the night before. I'm talking.
Hey, Dan, are you a medical expert?
No, so I tweeted about it, about DJ Lagway. No, I didn't talk about it, and because I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not going to say what I think I noticed about DJ Lagway. But let's get back to kicking. So again, I mean, I'm not gonna put it out there.
Dan's looking at Gates. That's GAIT, Gate, the way you walk.
Oh, no, I was looking at the way that he was holding his shoulder and arm. But anyway, not a medical doctor. So I'm going to reserve that. Tommy Doman, 1 punt for 47 yards.
Beautiful punt.
It was. Mm-hmm. Do you have a nickname or do you have something for Tommy Doman yet?
No, I like him.
I've
talked to him a lot.
If you didn't like him, would you tell us?
Yeah.
Are you the only one that talks to the punter on like
Joe Houston talks
often?
to him? Joe Houston talks to him. I talked to Joe Houston a lot at practice. I went with a Tommy Boy GIF. in the moment. I think when he went out there, I was like, shoot, I didn't plan anything for the punter.
I think you can do better.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm coachable.
Yeah. And then Vernell Brown on kick returns and punt returns. He has one kick return for 26 yards there. And then why am I not getting punts? Oh, there it is. And then 3 punt returns for 45 yards, 2 fair catches. Look good. That's a tough position, especially to ask a true freshman to go out there and do that role. I think Vernell Brown was your MVP of the game.
Yeah, I told this story on the Spaces. I'm going to do a Spaces after every game, I think. I told this story, and I was joking with Joe Houston after he talked to the media before fall camp started. They asked him about who's going to be returning punts and kicks, and he named 12 guys. And I thought that was funny because that's a long-winded way to not answer the question. And I'm talking to him about it, and he's like, I know everyone wants me to say VB3, but like he needs to earn it. He's never done it. He's never done it here. He's never played a game in college. I can't just give it to him. He has to earn it. And I kept seeing him in the spring. He was over on field 2, returning punts. I'm like, not a good sign. And then it was like 10 days before the first game, somewhere in the middle of the week, Joe Houston just kind of like walked by me and looked at me and goes, VB3, shaking his head. And I'm like, okay, he's earned it. And he's electric with the ball in his hands. As good of a person off the field as he is player on the field. Like the guy's just elite, raised well.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? It's going to kind of wrap up today's show on offense, defense, special teams. Hopefully a lot more to talk about after next game. If you're wondering, hey, are you guys at Stadium and Gale going to talk about the USF game? Yes, we will on Friday on our new show, Game Day Eve. We're going to break down the opponent a little bit. We're going to do a little buy or sell, do a little over under, have a little fun, probably around 10:30-ish on Fridays. Sometimes it'll be all 4 of us. Sometimes it might be 3. Sometimes it might be 2. We might have a special guest or 2 each week. We're going to have fun on that show. We want to try to keep this show about the previous game and the next show or the Friday show about the upcoming opponent. That way we can go over injury reports if they've been released, but we know a little bit more. We're going to be getting you ready for that game. So next on Friday, this Friday, 4 days from now, Game Day Eve, live right here. Same place you're watching this, same place you're listening to this. It'll be available.
I did buy the winning Powerball ticket tonight, but I promise you, even after I win Powerball tonight, I will be on the show Friday.
Nice.
Shout out to the U.S. government. Whoever wins, the U.S. government becomes the winner of the Powerball jackpot. Yep. Shout out to them.
The U.S. government wins every single lottery drawing.
Yeah, and it always seems to happen in states that have a state tax too. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying that's the way it seems to happen a lot.
Damn it.
Any final thoughts on this game before we wrap up, boys?
No. Not much to think about. LIU, Baby Shark, thanks for coming.
I did enjoy no penalties, man. Just wanted to.
Yeah, that was clean football. I like that.
Yeah.
No penalties, no personnel issues.
Right.
Matt
easily happen in a game.
Matt.
The mat is working. Are we still using the mat?
Yep. Of course.
Okay. Well, I just wasn't sure. Well, I guess they made the hefty investment in it last season. You can't only use it for 1 year,
Yeah.
I think we found it was like $300-400. I'm like, man, you could just make one of those with those blue tarps that you get at Target and just draw a couple circles on it. But
hold on. I wanted to pull something up. This is not football related, but crazy to me. Absolutely insane behavior.
Who knows what it's about to be?
Right. I don't even know what to expect.
While Nick's finding that, make sure you guys check out a couple of the other podcasts on the network. Breakfast with the Gators has had a couple of episodes. They're having a good time out there, and so go check them out. We're going to drop one of their episodes onto our feed in the not too distant future. So go check out Breakfast with the Gators. It's a good, fun, kind of frat boy kind of vibes, not too fratty, but enough. Very, very intelligent guys around football and very plugged in to the program. And then Florida Basketball Hour will be releasing some new stuff here in the not too distant future. And before Nick posts this, which is, yes, very egregious, and you'll be glad we waited. If you're watching on X, please hit the retweet button. Make sure you're following us as well. We've got 1,608 of you watching on X right now. So go hit the retweet button. Make sure you hit the follow button. If you're following on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share with your friends and family. All right, Nick, you have the floor.
Yeah, the breakfast with the Gators. After a loss, that's going to be an unhinged episode.
I'm going to tune in live.
That's when I call it leave my voicemail.
And then this is egregious. Speaking of Florida Basketball Hour, Auburn today tweeted something special coming, and then it was a picture of this. It is, if you're only listening, it is a picture of a ring, a championship ring, or in the style of a champ. They didn't win any championships. In the style of a championship ring. And on the back, on the side, it says Pearl, head coach Bruce Pearl, #1 overall seed.
What is this, bro?
This
is real?
Yeah, it's real.
Tweeted from their official account. Yeah.
They make rings and waste diamonds on this?
Something special coming
was
soon.
Spreading around there.
Bro, what is going on?
168,000 impressions and less than 1,000 likes. That means it's not going over well. Not going over well by the Auburn faithful. So we have them. What's more egregious? Them doing that. I mean, I think that trumps it. Florida State posting during the canceled season #4 overall.
That's crazy too.
Georgia posted a banner about a birth.
When you got to start describing on the banner, like when you start describing things, what happened, what had happened was
it looks like this, but it's not.
Oh my
looks like this, but it's not. Oh man.
#1 overall seed. You gotta put that on a ring.
That's crazy.
Well, I guess they did win the SEC regular season, but I don't know.
What it says.
It's maybe the top says SEC champion. Like they won. To me, winning the regular season is more impressive than winning the tournament, getting hot in the tournament. But don't ruin my ring being like, hey, we were the #1 overall seed. And
just take the SEC championship.
Yeah, SEC champion. Give me an SEC champion ring. I'm wearing that.
That might be what it says on the other side.
I'd be over there with like
it don't hit right on social if you're an SEC team saying that you won the SEC championship. Florida just won it all, bro.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. Just be quiet this year. It's okay.
Just give the rings. Just hand the rings out at practice one day.
I mean,
hey, got something for y'all in the locker.
They kind of owe us the rings. Them our rings.
There's been some good photoshops out there about them. So egregious. We did not mention Scott Strickland gets a 3-year extension. There's a lot of hullabaloo on the internet about it. I don't know if any of that hullabaloo is worth it today. I think at the end of the day, you do it as somewhat of a reward for winning the national championship in basketball. You also do it for recruiting, and Florida is obviously in a slightly precarious situation when it comes to president. It can be used against you in recruiting, trying to poach employees, that kind of stuff. It's not that big of a contract if whenever Florida makes a permanent hire, a president, if they decide, hey, this isn't the guy that I want to go with, it's really not that much money. It's pennies to what it's not like firing the football head coach or anything else. Not actively rooting for anybody to get fired personally, but that's where they're at. But a 3-year extension for Scott Strickland.
I think it's people are more concerned with if the football don't go right, he has to make the hire again. Yeah. I think that's more of the concern than anything. But I don't know good athletic directors. I don't have a board or anything like that. Top 5. I have no idea who's good, who's bad. I found out when they get hired and then get voted out by the governor. I don't know anything.
Voted out by the governor. This is the thing. I don't know. Florida's going to have an interim president likely, unless it's the interim, they're going to have a interim president for the entirety of this academic year. If Billy Napier gets fired, Scott Strickland wasn't going to get let go by the interim during that time, in my opinion, anyway. Nick's nodding his head. I think Nick's in agreement there, but maybe he knows that he's not allowed to talk about it. So I might just keep talking to see when Nick stops nodding his head to be like, okay, that's
putting my boy on blast.
Now we're going
Dry
to
snitching.
but I think that's ultimately where Florida's at anyway, right? Ben Sass and everything that's happened since has kind of thrown a wrench into any potential changes to the academic or the athletic department changes without getting political or talking about it anymore. I think that's just where Florida finds themselves.
Right.
All right, guys, let's get out of here. It's 9:30 on a Monday. Again, everybody, if you're watching, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Jordan, it's your first episode back in a couple months.
Pull up Friday.
Yes, pull up Friday. Game day eve. It's going to be a ton of fun. Game day eve.
Bring your
Jordan,
coffee.
While you
whiskey.
Yeah, all of it. I'll be in Gainesville. Nick and I might try to do something live together or record at the same place. It's just a matter of trying to figure out some of the details and everything else. So it likely won't happen, but there's a chance that it could happen. Who knows? But Jordan, you think of a song of the week. I want to give one final shout out to our friends over at Alumni Hall. Go visit alumnihall.com. If you are in Gainesville, it's right off Archer Road, right there off of I-75, or alumnihall.com. They're going to have the best in Florida Gators wear on the market. So go visit alumnihall.com. Let them know your friends at Stadium and Gale sent you t-shirts, polos, golf shirts, golf supplies, accessories for your desk and tchotchkes that you might want for your grandmother in your life, to the daughter or granddaughter, and anybody in between. Alumni Hall is going to have you covered. So alumnihall.com or Alumni Hall in Gainesville, right off of Archer Road.
One last shout out.
Yeah.
Thursday morning around 11 a.m., me and Steve do a top 25 show. Make sure y'all tune in on Flow Factory channel. We just discussed the top 25 teams in the country, the top matchups, etc., those type of breakdowns. We just had a couple good guests this week. Trying to line up some guests for the second week, for week 2. Jordan, what you got? What you tuning into, man?
I think I'm gonna go with what the Jacksonville boys put me on, man. It's called Shot NBA Youngboy. Some YN music. If anybody wants to stay hip with all the new hip hop in the new industry,
we're about to get an email about this.
Yeah. Oh no, fortunately we don't put it at the end of our show anymore.
Oh, okay.
We just link it on our YouTube. What's the name of the song again?
Yo, Shot Caller?
Yep, by NBA Youngboy.
No, it's live.
Be a baller. Shot caller, 20-inch blade.
I bump that one every day walking out to practice, so it's like embedded in my head, but they love the song and they go crazy to it.
That's interesting. With a new 1-year-old, I've been singing Baby Beluga all day.
Don't forget about my happy song, bro. You better listen.
It's I'm not encouraging any new songs. They just enter the house, and then they're just on repeat.
I used to walk around saying hot dog, hot diggity dog for no reason. It's just no reason, bro.
That shit gets stuck in your head, bro.
Dan can't relate, bro. You gotta go raw, Dan. You gotta go raw.
Beluga.
What did we talk about last week, Corey?
My bad, man. We just all talking about fatherhood, bro. I want you to join the team, man. My bad. Sorry, Mom.
I feel like we had a very explicit conversation. Hello. Jordan, we'll catch you up after the show. All right, guys.
We can catch him up right now. We can do it right now.
No. We don't have to do that. No, okay. The episode's been an hour and a half. Nobody wants to hear it. Thank you to the couple thousand folks that were watching and streaming live with us. We really enjoy you guys being here. Thank you so much. Before you leave, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button on X, and we will see you guys on Friday at 10-ish o'clock for Game Day Eve, where we talk about the USF game. See you guys.